So, I thought I'd freshen up my channel by deleting all my videos, as I didn't really think they were good enough to go on a GFX channel with the standards these days. And I thought I'd start fresh with a tutorial video, because I haven't did one of them before, and I think it's about time. So, today I'm actually going to teach you how to make a banner. So, you see like banners, you see banners everywhere actually, but this is just a way of how to actually make one in Photoshop. And I actually updated Photoshop. I actually updated Photoshop to Photoshop CS6. As you can see, I had CS5 before, and I like the look of this one. This one looks a lot better. But what you want to do is go to File and New to start a new canvas down, or just press Control and N. That's a shortcut. I'll try and actually throw out some shortcuts in each of my videos as well, because I know quite a lot of shortcuts if I do say myself. Now for this you can really just put it at anything. I'll do a large canvas size, but it's all up to you. So I've created my canvas here, and it's blank. And what you want to do is you want to create a new layer. So once you create a new layer, actually no, before that you might want to set guides down. So you could go to View and then Rulers, but it's actually Control R to snap rulers on. And you can either drag these rulers down to 50%, which you can drag that up. Right click on this, and I normally put it on percent because it goes all the way to 100, and obviously half of 100 is 50. And you can hold Shift and it snaps straight to 50. But there's a more precise way, and you just go to View, New Guide, and then the vertical guide will be 50%, and then View, New Guide, and then the horizontal guide will be 50%, and then there's your guides. And there's another little shortcut to turn your guides off and then back on. You can go Control and then colon or semicolon that button, and it goes on and off. And you want to go to View and then Lock Guides, which is Alt, Control, and colon. And basically that just means that you can't move it anymore. Like say if you're dragging something around your canvas, you can't end up mistakenly drag these rulers off, so you have to start again. So I'm going to get started here. Now, before we actually get started with making the base of the actual banner, I want to pick the colors. So I'm going to go with my background color here, and I'm going to pick a nice blue, it's not quite cyan and it's not dark blue, but it's a nice blue. So I'm going to pick the lightest blue color. Now, whichever color you're going to pick, do the lightest if you're going to do banners, as you'll see later on. But you just want to do that, and then kind of make your base. So you can imagine this being like, I don't know how to explain it. This is like where you put like the text or something. This is going to be the very front. Okay, and then once that selection is there, you want to press Control and Delete, and then that'll fill it with your background color, and then Control and D deselects that. So now what you can do is you can make a duplicate layer of this by dragging this layer down to the layer button, or you can just Control J, which is another shortcut. I'm coming out with a lot of shortcuts. What I like to do is I like to get the layer behind and turn the opacity down just a little bit, so you can make out which one is which. As you can see, it goes a little bit lighter. And we're actually going to change the color of this in any way when we get into position, when we get the square into position. But what you want to do is you want to kind of imagine this being the start of, I don't know, it's trial and error really. I normally put it round about there, so I don't know. I don't know how to explain how to make a banner, but it's your own choice really. I normally put it round about there, and we can go ahead and put the opacity back up and change the color of this to we'll get this swatch and we'll change it to a dark color, like a lot darker, and do it a little bit more, because you'll see why. Leave like a midway gap like round about here, just so you can go back to it later, because you'll see what I mean, but this is so you can just make out the difference, and it gives a little bit of depth as well. So there's another thing you can actually do instead of just putting a colour overlay on. You can go to image, then adjustments, then brightness and contrast, and then just turn the brightness down. And anyway, so the next step, we'll zoom in here. The command for that is just pressing Z or Z if you live in America, and you just zoom in. And obviously zooming in, the command for that, the shortcut is Control and plus or Control and minus. So you want to select a new layer here, and you want to get your guides up, and you want to put the first one to the left side of the top square, your base square where your text will be, and then you want to kind of make it an actual square, or it's up to you. I'm going to do it round about here, and I'm just going to make it a little bit of a rectangle shape, and then that's going to be where it looks like the banner. I don't know how to explain it. It's really hard to put it into words, but you want to get your lasso tool, press L, and make sure it's the polygon lasso tool. The polygon lasso tool is selected, and make sure you've got a new layer, remember, or you'll ruin this for yourself. Right, so you click the top left corner of that box, and you go down to this bottom right corner, and go up to here, and go to here. And you might not know what I'm doing, but you'll see once I put the actual colour on it. And you want to go to your background colour again, and go to your darker colour. And as you can see, the dark colour's here on the swatches, and the lighter colour's there on the swatches. Well, on the colour picker page. And you want to go around about the middle. So I've gone to the middle, and then Control Delete, and it should fill it in with a colour between them two colours. Now, if you zoom out, you can kind of see like it coming together, if you know what I mean. So which layer is which, right? That is, and look, as you can see, if you just remove that layer, you can actually move this up and down so it doesn't, you can zoom in and move this up and down so you can check that it is actually on the right place and it isn't anywhere it shouldn't be. And if you really want to go into the details of things and refine everything, every little section and every pixel, you know, I'm just going to do that and then delete that off. And there you go. So we can zoom out now. And we're going to put this layer back on and zoom out to fit the screen. And you get the the rectangular marquee tool, which is M, by the way, on the keyboard for the command. God, I actually didn't think I knew this many commands, but drag it to like the right side of this little triangle that we just created, and then you want to delete. Press delete and make sure this layer is selected. Then press Control D, and as you can see, it looks kind of like a banner. Now, this is where the fun part comes in, because you can do so much with banners. Well, if you've seen go and look up some banners like before you do this. Like search in like things like graphic design banners or something. Search in Google, and you'll find some really cool designs. And I'm actually just gonna. Oh, we haven't even got our guide selected. So I'm gonna make a new guide like right on the left of that, and then I'm gonna make a horizontal guide on the top of this, and there's already one on the bottom, so I don't need to do that. And there's loads of designs that you can do, like a pattern, a very simple pattern that is really effective and it looks good. I'll try and find the middle of this. So if this is 40.5 and this is 62.5, and it'll be about 50.5. So that's round about the middle, and it doesn't really matter like that much, but it's up to you where it goes. So you press on the top left, and you can go to the middle, and then click there, and then go to the bottom left, click there, then link it, and then press delete, and then it deletes that. And then if I zoom out, you can see it's a nice little kind of shape that you can put in. You can do all sorts, but I think I'm going to leave it at that. Actually, I quite like that. You can do whatever you want, just be creative, you know, let your mind go wild. When you're doing design, that's what it's all about. So you can select the top layer now, which is this little triangle that we created before, and we're going to give it a little bit of like oomph, and we're going to make it pop out a little bit more. So you can spend all day doing like effects on it, but the manual way, which I find a lot better and it's a lot more precise, is using the burn tool to make it look like it's got a shadow. So you can put the exposure 50s roundabout good, and make it a soft brush, hardness 0, size, yeah, just leave it as it is. But as I said before, it's just trial and error. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and then you just kind of go on the top bit and then do that. And I'm going to try and explain what this is, okay? So I'm always learning new things on Photoshop, and I picked up that I think that the burn tool is underexposure of the light on the image or something. And then the dodge tool is overexposure, so it makes it go lighter. Now I think that's right, but I'm not quite sure. So I'm always learning new things. And if you zoom out, actually no, I'll do the next one, then we'll zoom out to kind of look again. Right, which one? Right, this one. We can do it on this one as well. Select the burn tool. Oh yeah, the command for that's O, if you didn't know. And just kind of, wait, was that happening? It was, wasn't it? Wait, let me just quickly see what's. I had that layer selected. See, always make sure you got the right layer selected. I always toggle them on and off just to make sure. So the bottom layer, and then just go around this. What the hell's going on? I don't know why this is. I don't know why this is happening. I'm not quite sure. What's going on? Let's just take the color overlay off and see if it works. Now, I don't know what's going on with that layer, but it seems that for some reason it's not working. See, I've got protect and tones on. You want to uncheck that, and I think that might work. Okay, that didn't seem to work. So for some reason this isn't working. Let's go 100% exposure. I think it is actually because it's at the maximum darkness for that color, but I don't know. So we can always just take that color overlay off and then do what we should have done in the first place. Oh, see, so it was because the color overlay was on, the effect was blocking it out. So we'll go all the way back. See, that's something. It's something that I come across a lot. Is when you're designing or something, you'll always come across something that gets in your way, and you'll not realize like that it's happening. And just there, you see, I've actually found out what's happening, and I'm gonna go fix it. So you wanna, right? I've got the color overlay. So you wanna go to image adjustments, brightness and contrast, and then put the brightness down, and that'll do. And then O for the burn tool, we'll have it on 50%, and just kind of go around the edges, like make it pop off the page a little bit, and that should do. And then if I zoom out quickly, you can see it's starting to get a little bit of I don't know how to say it, like it's starting to look a little bit more realistic. So I think I should go back, because that looks a little bit too, looks like I've overkilled it. So forgive me, but it's all about trial and error, that's what I said. You can always go back. So I'll do this, keep on. going back and forth and just slowly doing it. And eventually it'll look like it is actually popping off the screen and coming at you. So the next thing, you can put highlights on it, which is quite useful. So I'm going to quickly do the top one and then burn that. Actually, no, I don't need to burn that. But we'll go to the very bottom one again, this one, and put some highlights on it. So you go to the burn tool and then select the dodge tool. Or you go to where the burn tool is and then select the dodge tool. So I'm going to make the brush a little bit bigger. You just kind of go over this with the dodge tool, and it should make it a lot brighter. And I've got protecting tones on again, so it wasn't happening. So make sure that's unchecked every time you go on this. So to make it really realistic, you don't want to overkill it, but you do want to put a large amount on. So, well, not a large amount, but you kind of get it. Then on the next one, on this layer, you might want to do the highlights the same place as here. So don't do it too much at the bottom and think that you're doing it right. Do it kind of on the side, because that's where it is on here. It's kind of on the side, so there you go. I think that'll do. And if you zoom out, look at that. That's starting to look really good. So we'll go here and do the highlights on this middle layer. So it looks like it needs some highlights on it. And then we can actually click off this. Now I think I might have overkilled that, so I'll go back. And I can do that, and there you go. So what I'm going to do now is get rid of this with the marquee tool on the middle layer and select like half of it, and then press delete. And then you select the top layer, hold shift and press the bottom layer, then drag that into the folder button, and it should put it all in a group. Right click on the folder and then press merge group, and you can always name it like banner or something, banner, but we're going to be merging this to another one anyway. So press Ctrl J, or obviously drag it down to the new layer button. Press Ctrl T, right click on it, and then flip horizontal, and then you can drag it across, and there's your banner. So if I press Ctrl E, that'll merge it down, and then I'll press V, so that's the cursor tool, and I'll just slowly move this I just drag this along, and there's your banner. But I really want to bring up that it can be used for more than just a banner. We could put, actually, I don't know if I've installed any fonts in this yet, because I've literally just downloaded CS6, but I could put like banner, which is generic, but I guess it works for this instance, on a nice font. Oh, I have got all of my fonts actually on this, so we could use a nicer font than that. Like Friday Night Lights, that looks pretty good. And then scale this up a little bit. And there you go. So we could maybe put that color on, the darker color. And you just play around with that as much as you want. You can put like an outer glow on it or whatever, and just mess about with that. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this, because I enjoy making these type of commentary tutorials. I actually didn't think I would, but I do. So obviously that looks really realistic just by putting simple shading and highlighting effects, but this can be used for more than. I'll just quickly show you that this can be used for more than just a banner. Like, you can scale this down, and then you can make it into like a little pattern. I actually made my first logo this way, just by doing shapes and then making patterns out of them. Like, look at that. You can do it that way. You can do it this way, and that could actually be like an Uber banner. That'd be crazy. Look at that. That'd be amazing. But I think you get my drift. I think you catch it. I hope you enjoy this. I really do. But if you didn't, don't dislike, please. Please don't dislike. No, but if you enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up, whatever. Come and subscribe. This is going to be new. If you want more tutorials, just say. If you're new to Photoshop, or if you're quite experienced and you want to know something, just tell us. Thanks for watching. See you later.